All right, I'm gonna do something real quick, okay? Stick with me here. Groundbreaking. Clicking the servers. Huh? You see it? You got it? Okay, hold on. Let me search. Potato. Instant. Clear the search. Go to favorites. Instant. It just works. You just have to refresh and you see servers. You can, I don't know, super mod. There you go. Super mod also pops up. 2 years after Squad swapped to Epic for the backend server stuff, we finally have a working server browser. There was a hotfix 2 days ago that went almost completely unnoticed. Now, the hotfix notes themselves don't really say what they fixed, but the devs did say this. Hitches to the server browser should be significantly reduced and the server list should populate a lot faster for most players. Working for me, but there is one known issue. For some users, there still appears to be some sort of throttling issue when pinging many servers at once, which seems to be due to hardware or server provider issues. These players will still see all the servers, but with incorrectly increased pings up to 999999999. And yeah, so if I do this, go to 99999. Now for me, I only see like Chinese servers with this, but you can still join it. The server still exists. It's just a weird thing. Apparently, this is not a squad issue anymore, not an Epic issue anymore. This known issue is actually because of your ISP, your internet service provider. So blame Comcast or whoever you got. But for me, for the past 2 days since December 10th, I haven't had any problems finding servers and joining them after this hotfix. This has been one of the main complaints we've had as a community for years, and it made it really tough for servers to just keep their population up. I know plenty of people who eventually stopped playing because their favorites quite literally disappeared. They couldn't find them. It's another one of those better late than never things, and I'm honestly shocked that it's actually working. It's fixed. It's actually fixed. Now, speaking of better late than never, we also have another squad progress report. And it's been years since I've seen the devs have this level of communication. Let me bring it up here, okay? It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree on what they're doing, that's besides the point, okay? The communication, the updates, we got 10.0, 10.1, 2 hotfixes, a community manager video, and now 2 squad progress reports by the executive producer. That's actually insane. All right, so here's the video. We're gonna watch it together, and I do know that the devs tend to take a break about mid-December, which is coming up almost now, so I hope they don't lose this momentum they have between this break and going into January, but I'm liking everything I've seen over the past month or so. They still have to do what they say they're gonna do, but so far, so good, so let's watch this one.
Hey Squaddies, Pimo here, executive producer for Squad. Here's what we've been up to this week. On the optimization front, we've just finished our work on mesh streaming for non-nanite meshes. Meshes take up a huge amount of VRAM, and by streaming only what's visible on screen, we can significantly reduce that load. This should smooth out frame rates in a noticeable way. You'll see this go live in the 10.2 update in January.
This, even if you don't understand what exactly we're looking at, I'm gonna put the graphic back on screen for you. Those of y'all complaining about performance or having issues with lower end graphics cards, this graphic shows that they reduced memory usage by almost 50% from about 800 megabytes to just over 400 megabytes. And that is an insane improvement for VRAM usage. And if this actually does work, how they say it's gonna work, then that should be massive for the community, since so many of y'all out there have these lower end 4 gig, 6 gig VRAM cards. This could be huge.
Update will be a dedicated bug fixing patch that focuses on quality of life issues, further optimizations, and a number of community requested fixes. For ICO, we're kicking off a playtest in December with updates to ADS, weapon sway, and a fresh pass on suppression sizing. Once the playtest wraps, we'll evaluate all the feedback, make adjustments, conduct one more playtest, and aim to ship the full set of changes in our February update. We're also planning deeper work on gunplay and locomotion as a part of 10.3.
Okay.
Vehicles continue to be...
No, not vehicles yet. Okay, we're gonna go back to the AT, because I want you guys to look. He has less than 50% stamina when he raises the law, and he can actually control it. This thing is actually controllable, which doesn't happen in current squad. And also after this, look at the ACOG. you can actually see through the optic. The scope black isn't all in his face, not bouncing up and down. If this is true, this is crazy. We still have the visuals of ICO. The suppression is still there. I love that type of stuff. If this is actually real playtest recordings, then it looks like the devs have toned back the sway quite a bit. I really hope we're not being like debated here. I hope this is legit. I do really hope that we do see a pass on aim punch when it comes to suppression, since that type of stuff really frustrates me. But visually, I like that we're keeping the ICO visuals. I like how suppression looks. I just hate how my character starts twitching all over the place because the enemy misses shots. So if this is accurate,
major priority for us. And the community development team picked this up early and moved fast. In 10.0, we improved braking. For 10.1, we've reduced how easily vehicles slip and improved traversal for tracked vehicles so they don't get stuck on rocks, debris, other vehicles, and the infamous stump. Then, for 10.2, we've shifted our focus to helicopters, especially timers and ticket costs. Even though
yeah, so if you haven't driven vehicles, these tweaks, you can still flip the VIX, but it is much harder to do. I think that's been a huge improvement. And if you're a pilot, it's fantastic to hear that they're actually looking at that stuff. My last video, I mentioned how helis are so powerful in squad that over the years, we've had to just have nerfs to the pilots themselves. You had to reduce the number of helicopters on the layers, you increase their ticket costs, you increase initial spawn delays, and you increase their respawn timers. This is all because we still don't have proper man pads and helicopter countermeasures. These helicopter timer and ticket tweaks may be indicating that we're finally going to be getting proper anti-air soon. Nothing's confirmed, but to all my pilots out there, it does actually look like there's light at the end of the tunnel. You can finally play the game again.
10.1 is just shipped. We're already deep into bug fixing on 10.2. Here are some of the highlights so far. Depth of field is now consistent across all hardware setups, and we resolve weapon slot inconsistencies across several vehicles like the TAP-D and BMP variants. For example, slot 1 will always be AP rounds, and slot 4 will always be smoke launchers.
If you're not a vehicle player, you might not realize how important this last line is, but having to remember which weapons had this slot for that one, it quite literally can mean life or death in a Vic. If you fat finger a smoke when you went to do your coax, yeah, GG, see you in 15 minutes. So thank you.
We've also made meaningful progress on pip scopes. It's still ongoing work, but the early results are strong. The team has identified promising new technical approaches that should help us get much more stable performance across all setups. And good news for players with ultra-wide monitors. We fixed the blurry iron sights, so that fix is also releasing in 10.2.
Cool about the ultra-wide. I didn't know that was a problem, but they're addressing it. But I still have to question the picture-in-picture scopes because there's quite literally still a hitch in this clip they showed. It's pretty obvious. The second ADS, not this one, the next one. Sorry, there we go. Where is it? Right. There you go, that hitch. There's still a stutter in this, so maybe they're showing this is what they want to fix. I really hope this isn't after their solution, but I'm not sold if we're actually fixing the pip scopes because that literally wasn't fixed. So
one last thing,
we'll see.
In November, we began a long-term project to completely redo our UI backend. This is only possible through Unreal Engine 5. This is a full rewrite that will improve performance and give us far more flexibility to make the game easier to navigate and understand. We're targeting mid-2026 for implementation, and we expect to begin player testing toward the end of spring that year. More updates soon as we head towards 10.2 and continue to build our plans together for 2026.
All right, so overall, it's great that 10.2 is coming soon. But it is still a bit worrying hearing that they're going to completely redo this UE5 UI backend. Like over the past 2 years, we've had a massive lack of content and quality of life updates. And I think it's been really because all the resources have been tied up in upgrading UE5. So it does seem a bit odd that they're going to say, well, we upgraded, but we didn't upgrade properly enough, or there's still things to fix, and we're going to take another 6 months to do it. So that is a bummer. Still, I'm feeling like 90% positive from this video, and the fact that I can quite literally go in game right now and find servers that I couldn't find for the past 2 years, I'm cautiously optimistic on what the devs are doing. It seems like they're making all the right changes, but I am still a bit frustrated that the game had to dip so low in the concurrent players for it to happen though. But it may be positive. SteamDB says that there's only been a drop of 3% of players from October to November. So I don't know, maybe we stop the bleeding, fingers crossed. But what do you guys think? Do you like what you're hearing from the progress report? Are you just happy you can finally use the server browser? I'm kind of been liking Squad right now. I'm going to plug this one more time. If you've seen the Eye in the Sky videos, you probably know, but I've been playing Squad and modded Squad over on the Potato Fields 3 Super Mod and Steel Division. And the devs have been ironing out kinks for base game in the background. Modded Squad has been such a breath of fresh air. If you haven't checked out the mods, I have the link down in the description below. The server's been up almost like 24/7 for the past week. It's a lot of fun. I'm kind of like falling in love with Squad again. The bug fixing, the communication, the dev updates, and the mods. I'm telling you, it's like it's finally come full circle. We have a full fun game. I'm starting to believe again. I don't know if I should, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys are thinking. What's the vibe right now for you and Squad? And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.